This is Pastor Willie Hudson, a.k.a. The Bridge, bringing you straight talk for real life from real Bible. Peep the game.
Logical aspects of it. We talked about God's order. It's not God's order. Hear me now. It's not God's order that the streets get younger and the churches get older. It's not God's order that the streets get younger and the churches get older. This place is supposed to be filled with young people. They're the next generation of believers that take us to the next level of worship. The streets are not supposed to get younger, right? When I'm studying the Bible, I like to think about King David. And I like to think about King David in the shape or in the fashion of hip hop. In most cases, because when you look at King David, he was a young man who was brought into the kingmanship by God because the people had chosen what they thought was a king who ended up to be a crazy man. But God gave them what they asked for because they wanted to be like everybody else.
That's right.
See? It wasn't the man that God had appointed. But God always has his way if we just get out the way.
Well,
See? So I like to think of King David not only in the form of hip-hop, but I like to think of him as a warrior. So let's turn over to Ephesians 6. See, this is very important for us to understand because God makes it very plain that it ain't about flesh and blood. See, when you look at Ephesians 6 and you start reading at verse 10 through 18, he lets you know that this warfare that we're going through is not about flesh and blood. But you're wrestling with powers and principalities in high places. And our children don't know how to defend themselves against that. See? When fathers communicate the message that, oh, I just can't make it because, the devil's got his hand and his foot on my neck and nobody's letting me do this and I can't find a job and I feel defeated and I'm taking it out on your mama by beating her because of my frustration and I just can't get myself together and I'm yelling at you. What is that man-child supposed to think? If my father is that defenseless, what's left for me? So Ephesians 6, 10, 18 lets us know that this ain't no fleshly thing. This ain't no white man thing. This ain't no black man thing. This is a spiritual thing. This is a warfare that you got to fight with faith. This is a warfare you got to fight with trust. Because see, the Holy Spirit is your power. But see, our children don't understand. Holy Spirit, let me sing. Holy Spirit, spiritual. You're talking over my head. You got to bring it down to a level that I can understand. See? So, turn to 1 Samuel 17. And 1 Samuel 17 shows us a little bit about this diagram. See, in 1 Samuel 17, as you start to look at verses 30 through 40, think of it this way. Our children are out there in the battlefield, and they hear the giant, or they hear Satan, or they hear the issues that are coming against them. Right? And we want to send them out there armed this way, like the king wanted to send David armed with a sword that he has not had any experience with. See, our children don't have a lot of experience with what we have to deal with, because now this attack is at a whole another level. Right? So they wanted to send David out there with a sword and a shield that he didn't have any use for. He didn't know how to use it. Right? So I don't understand 2 plus 2. But I am going to go out there and fight that giant with 3 plus 1. Because, see, God has already taught me how to use this. He's already taught me how to use rap. He's already taught me how to use the genre of rap in such a holy way. Because, see, that's what hip-hop was about in the beginning. It was never created to be something that you hear on the radio now. Hip-hop was always designed by God to be something healing, bridging, and to bring healing and wholeness to young people. But see, the enemy even had his hand in that because he prostituted it so that if you talk more about gangsters and you talk more about killing and you talk more about sex, you talk about those things, you make more money. In fact, when you make money, I make money. So the more you do it, and the more I make it possible for you to do, the more you send these young people into a spiral darkness. See, hip-hop was always holy to begin with. It didn't make money, but it healed.
Right.
It brought understanding.
Yes.
It brought cohesiveness between the black and brown community, whom the enemy is fighting against now more than ever.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Yes. Yes.
So in verses 39 through 40, David looks at the shield and the sword and he says, this ain't what God taught me to use to kill the giants in my life. So I'm going this way with what I know. I'm going to reach down and I'm going to get 5 smooth stones. Why did he pick 5?
He had brothers.
See? He only really needed 1. But see, he didn't know that. He got 5. 1 was for the Goliath. 4 was just in case. Preparation. Getting ready for the battle. See? And it was God who orchestrated the battle so that you only needed 1. Now watch this. When Goliath was hit with the smooth stone, and I can go into a lot of implications as to why stone. But when Goliath was hit with the stone in the middle of his forehead, it dropped him down. David could have been satisfied with that, but he wasn't. Because the next thing David had to do was cut the head off of the sin that was coming against the people. See, you have to understand, it's not enough just to put the sin down. You got to destroy that sin. You got to put it away. You got to kill it. You just can't knock sin unconscious. Because it will revive itself and come back 7 times stronger than it is when it left you. You got to kill it.
Yes, sir.
This is Pastor Willie Hudson, a.k.a. The Bridge, bringing you straight talk for real life from real Bible. Peep the game.